Welcome to the stream. You've fallen for my trick, haven't you? You're watching yet another Genshin Impact stream. She's talking about the sea, but this summer we're just not getting any water, are we? Instead, we're just reading a book. So let's continue flipping. Where to? What to? How are we? Summertime Scales and Tales, page 2. They once walked the starry sky. When that time comes, I shall dance and return the tracks beneath my people's feet back to the stars in the sky. Wait until morning. Also, there was a lot of text with that, wasn't there? Thus would the epics of later... They will descend upon the cliff of prophecy. Thus would the epics of later generations speak of this time. The heroes leapt light of foot o'er floral cliffs, trials and tribulations besting forthwith. By their arm they brought forth rain and dew. The dark clouds fled, and flowers grew. Comment in the margins. You forgot to mention how popular the Forest Tavern was. Comment below the comment. Wait, did all of you think the wine was good? I thought it tasted kinda weird. Comment below the comment below the comment. It might be because someone put into your cup. The following words are scratched out. I'm assuming that's the author, plural. Eight. I have doubts we'll be able to finish this today, but it is all released now.
Morning. Guess everything that happened yesterday wasn't just a dream then. Well, it's time for our next fairy tale adventure. We should head to the station Grandpa Almond told us about.
Oh yeah. That thing I found. Maybe we will have an adventure on the high seas after all.
Get up, said Jewel. Time to get to work, you lazy bones.
I can't remember how to call the train. Just let me sleep a little longer, then I'm sure I'll remember.
Yes, we'll come back another day.
Don't try to pull one over on me, young man. Your fading disorder has been cured. I saw you chugging cup after cup of magic tonic in the tavern last night.
Yeah, but now he needs to deal with the after effects.
You must be mistaken, Grandpa Almond. That guy definitely wasn't me.
Oh, you remember my name now, do you? Then it seems like you're all better. You had no idea who I was when you were fading. Now, enough of your nonsense. Get up. The fairy and her friends are going to be here any second.
All right, I'm up. The Maritime Express should be here soon.
That's more like it. Lie there any longer and you'll start gathering dust.
Is everything okay?
The hero, her pixie companion, and the forest fairy. I didn't know you were already here. Oh, merciful macadamias. I'm sorry you had to see that.
Oh, it's all right. Paimon knows the feeling. Who doesn't want to sleep in first thing in the morning?
Does the Maritime Express run out of Constellation Metropole?
Yes, each train needs a conductor to operate, and the conductors are always from the capital. The more difficult maneuvers are a little too complicated when you're made of paper.
Is the train also made of paper?
Oh, so you mean the people of Constellation Metropole aren't origami animals like you?
Well, the city welcomes visitors from all over the world, so you're bound to run into some forest dwellers there. But yes, generally speaking, the residents of Constellation Metropole look quite different from us.
Oh, so we are leaving Paper Town.
Ah, you'll see for yourself soon enough. Here comes the train.
Instead, we are entering Wood Town.
Pleasure to meet you, everyone. My name is Will, and I'll be the conductor for your journey today. I'm assuming you're the ones who called the train?
Whoa, it's a little toy man!
Yes, we called the train. The hero and the forest fairy need a ride to Constellation Metropole.
The hero and the forest fairy, the ones from the prophecy.
Actually, you might not be made of wood. You might be made of plastic.
Oh, why didn't you say so earlier? We could have prepared a far more luxurious train. I'll just go back and get a better one.
That's okay, Mr. Wheel. We're trying to get to the city as fast as possible. We just need you to get us across the sea. In your capable hands, I'm sure we'll get there in no time.
Of course, my lady. It would be an honor.
In fact, if we would be going to wood, then it would be a downgrade from paper, right?
Well then, all aboard, sit anywhere you like. We'll get a stunning view of Simulanka no matter where you're seated.
Breakfast.
That smells like a cat.
Did one of you just say something?
Not me.
Wasn't me either. Breakfast. Oh, come back. Sounds like the voice is coming from inside the train. Fish. Chicken drumsticks. Oh, gotcha.
Also looks like a cat.
What's Kirara doing here?
Sleeping, clearly. Also eating her own tail, apparently. I feel like we shouldn't wake her up. This is just where we are gonna stay.
Is she a friend of yours?
Oh, let Paimon introduce you. This is Kirara. She's... Oh, wait. Actually, maybe we should wake her up first.
So noisy. Is it morning already?
Good meowing.
Oh, morning. Huh? Huh? Traveler! Paimon! It's you? Which means... Oh, thank goodness. It was all a dream after all. Oh, gotta hand it to my imagination. It all felt super real. There were these toy people, but they were alive and they could talk.
Sorry to break it to you, but your dream is not over.
Madam, sleeping overnight in the train car is prohibited.
There will be a fee to pay.
It wasn't just a dream?
It's alright, Kirara. Apparently we're in a world called Simulanka. We got here yesterday, too.
Simulanka? So, that's what it's called. I spent all day yesterday wandering around this one city. The toy people called it Constellation Metropole. I was trying to find a way to get back home. I was seriously starting to think I had gotten on the bad side of some great yokai and gotten swallowed whole.
Ah, I take it you're Inazuman then, Miss Kirara?
She sure is. But, Kirara here is kinda special. Let Paimon introduce you for real this time. Kirara is a Nekomata from Inazuma. She works as a courier for Komanie Express.
Ah, nice to meet you. I'm Nilu, a member of Zubair Theater. You can usually find us performing in Sumeru City's Grand Bazaar. Right now, though, I suppose I should introduce myself as the Fairy of the Forest of Blessings.
Oh, you're Nilu! I've heard a lot about you from my deliveries in Sumeru. I even saw one of your performances back in the day. You're an amazing dancer. But, did you say you were a forest fairy?
It's a long story.
Oh yeah, that's her new identity here in Simulanka. Oh, speaking of new identities, looks like you got a new outfit yourself, Kirara!
Yeah, I know! It confused the heck out of me yesterday. I just woke up in a set of brand new clothes I'd never seen before.
That must mean you have a big part to play here, too!
Nice hat. As a Nekomata in boots.
Is that a thing? I guess I am wearing a pair of boots, but still.
Did you by any chance hear a voice speaking to you before you got here, Miss Kirara?
A voice... Oh, yeah, I did hear something. But I was so freaked out my tails got all tangled. So I, didn't catch much of what was said.
Sorry for the interruption. But this, Nekomata friend of yours, she doesn't eat hamsters, does she?
Hamsters maybe, but not paper, I think. Then again, cats do love tearing paper apart.
Or frogs?
Oh, no need to worry, little guys. I would never do something like that. Well, unless I'd been out in the wild too long without anything to eat. Oh, speaking of eating, I am getting a little hungry.
Where are your manners, everyone? This young lady is a trusted friend of our esteemed hero. Now, I know a fear of felines is etched into us with ink, but I'm certain Miss Nekomata in boots here means us no harm.
It sure looks like you're keeping your distance, though, Grandpa Almond.
You will have nothing to fear, I promise. I met some origami animals in Constellation Metropole yesterday, and I even made sure to retract my claws so I didn't hurt them by accident. Plus, you all look just about as tasty as the cardboard boxes I deliver. Not that I'd try to eat you even if you did look tasty. Promise.
Please excuse us, Mom. It's just an unconscious reaction.
Ahem. Dear passengers, it's almost time for us to depart.
Oh, yeah, that. Whoops. This turned into a pretty long conversation, didn't it? All right, let's get on the train. You coming with us, Kirara?
Mm-hmm. I'll ride with you to the next stop. There's a place near the Metropole that caught my eye yesterday, so I want to go explore it today.
Then all that remains for me to say is, on behalf of the Forest of Blessings, thank you once again for all you've done for us. May the Goddess of Fate be with you and bless your journey, Madam Fairy, Miss Nekomata in boots, and our brave heroes.
Didn't get an outfit.
Please do visit us in the Forest of Blessings again, once peace has returned to this land.
We will. We'll definitely meet again.
Take care, Grandpa Almond.
And so, we can start part 2. Anyone still want to say something before we leave? Yes, have a safe trip. Why are we riding this one and not the front one? Oh. Gotta do this train manually. Ready to set off? Let's go. Two
Have a
cats.
safe trip.
Wow, a train ride over the sea? What an incredible view!
Please keep your head and arms inside the train at all times. We don't want anyone falling into the sea.
There's a train coming the other way too! Hey!
And now that the fading disorder is cured, I'm sure the forest will be a lively place again in no time.
I gotta go explore that forest at some point. It looked so pretty from the train. I just hope they, won't be too scared of me.
We'll be arriving at our destination shortly. Please prepare to disembark.
Genshin Sea Rail. Yes.
Constellation Metropole is right over there. It's a short walk from here to the Gear Sky Ladder, which will take you right to Metropole Square. And thank you again for choosing Maritime Express.
I enjoy this new game.
Great! And thanks to you for a smooth and pleasant journey, Mr. Wheel.
The train cars were comfortable and spacious, and I had a great night's sleep. I'll definitely be back.
As you wish, ma'am.
Where should we go next? Is that place you wanted to check out nearby?
Mm-hmm. I took a walk around yesterday, and it felt like there was something weird about it. So, I think I'll indulge my curiosity and go investigate.
You know about curiosity and cats.
Want us to come with you?
Yeah, we better check on you.
It's okay. You guys go ahead and visit the Metropole for now. Hopefully, that's where you'll be able to find out some more about this world. I pretty much explored the whole place from the rooftops yesterday, but for some reason, this is the place that caught my attention. You know what I mean, right? Like, when you get a stone stuck in your claw or something, it keeps nagging at you to dig it out, but you can't focus on anything else until you do.
Yeah, totally know that feeling.
Don't worry, if you run into any trouble, I'll be there faster than you can say gold-level courier of the Comania Express.
Okay, fair enough. We'll head to the Metropole then. Guess this is where we say bye for now.
Stay safe, Kirana. Don't let curiosity kill you.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry about me. Let's not forget, I'm a yokai. Hey, are you guys already finished with everything in the Metropole?
Nope.
No need to prioritize me. There's just this place I really want to go check out. Feel free to get back to me once you've got everything sorted out.
I'll be right back.
Sure. Don't worry. I'm not going anywhere.
We will be back then.
Yeah.
Still doing this though, so nothing has changed.
before.
What was that last part even about?
Help me! Somebody, please!
Oh,
Over there! Somebody needs our help!
Help me! Help! Oh, Goddess of Prophecy above, would you kind souls please help us?
What happened here? Why are you all suspended in midair?
I guess they need to be wound up.
I mean, being stuck in midair still beats falling to the ground and being smashed into a pile of blocks, but... I told him to be careful, but... No. Never mind. Now's not the time for that.
Okay, so you are made of multiple blocks. You are Lego.
My good friends, could I trouble you to turn the clockwork key over there? I'll explain everything in a bit.
Can we turn back time? In the vicinity of Constellation Metropole, you can sometimes see small toy figures fixed around the Constellation clockwork device. This is a gift from the Goddess of Prophecy to the Metropole, and it can help toy figures who have encountered danger return to the right track. Attack the clockwork device to gradually rewind the surrounding scene. After rewinding, keep everything still for 2 seconds and the toy figure's fated tracks will begin to move once more. You will find clues in the scene that can interfere with movement. Use these to change the fate of the toy figures. This was originally a pillar the residents of Simulacra used to pray for oracles, but it has other uses today. As you view the ringed oracle pillar, the interact button will emerge. Press it and the magic thread will fly toward the oracle pillar next to you and connect to it. When unable to connect, you can attack the connected oracle pillar to reset all connection states.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
What happened there? It almost seemed like we turned back time.
I take it this is your first time witnessing the power of the Goddess of Prophecy, then? If so, I can see why you might think that. Basically, this is a gift bestowed upon Constellation Metropole by the Goddess of Prophecy, who rules over the natural course of all things. It helps those who have deviated from their proper path to get back on track.
Proper path? Do you mean everything that happens in the Metropole has been planned out since the very beginning?
I mean, it is a story.
Why are you saying that as if it's a bad thing?
You're not explaining it clearly. Here, allow me. Of course, all the residents of the Metropole have the freedom to live their own lives. For instance, whether I use olive oil or sesame oil in my morning skincare routine is entirely my choice. But whenever something disastrous is about to happen, like when I almost got turned into a pile of rubble just now, the goddess's magic will activate in the world around us.
So, in other words, it's kind of protection magic? To keep people alive?
You could say that. There are other situations in which it activates too, but that's basically correct.
Well, in any case, we're glad no one's hurt.
Are you heading to the Constellation Metropole?
Yep. Do you know where we can find the Gear Sky ladder?
Oh, it's just that platform up ahead. The one with the key sticking out.
That thing? Are you sure?
Yep, that's the one. Pretty much everything in the Metropole runs on tracks and gears. The Goddess of Prophecy watches over it all. Which is to say, all the tracks are fixed. If a machine is set up to move forwards, it'll never move in reverse.
This reminds Paimon a lot of Fontaine's clockwork toys.
You mean, like those music boxes with dancing figures? I think I've seen one or two from the merchants in Sumeru.
Yeah, exactly like that. Anyway, sounds like it's not gonna suddenly fall out of the sky, so Paimon's okay now. Should we get going?
Going we should.
Wow, I've never seen half the stuff in here before.
The Gear Sky ladder is an important means of transportation in Constellation Metropole. Attack clockwork devices to activate the ladder and make it move. When the gear is fully charged, it will stop moving, and the Sky ladder will also stop moving. If the gear is not attacked for some time, the Sky ladder will return the way it came. Constellation Metropole.
Whoa, what a bustling city! This place is fit for a king!
Our next step is to get to the top of the Metropole and ask the Goddess of Prophecy for guidance. If there is a king in that castle, I sure hope he won't get mad at us for trespassing.
Well, too bad. We are about to be arrested by the most incompetent people ever.
Make way for the king!
Oh, darn, we jinxed it. Oh, no. Did he overhear us talking about us sneaking into his castle? Paimon hopes he's not mad.
Silence! The one who shall soon stand before you is the ruler of Constellation Metropole, the one who descended after a meteor shower, and the protector of order and all the stars in the sky.
That's a long list of titles.
A meteor shower? It wouldn't be Navia, would it?
I bid ye
Haha.
welcome, guests from afar.
Our king!
Long have I heard of your grand deeds. O fairy, who restored the lifeblood of the forest. O hero, who... huh?
Can I have this alternate outfit of just Navia with a beard and crown?
Navia?
Hold your foul tongue! How dare you utter Her Majesty's name?
Mercy, your majesty.
Nice one, partner. Spectacular improvisation skills. I'd expect no less from you. All right. You can relax now. Allow me to make some introductions. This is the Traveler and her trusty companion, Paimon.
You are personal friends with Her Majesty the King? Please, forgive our grievous mistake. We had no idea.
All right, the welcome ceremony is over. Everyone back to your stations. I will personally treat our guests to some royal hospitality.
You already got rid of your beard. I feel cheated.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Your majesty, we are most grateful for your...
Oh, come on, I've already sent them off. So anyway, how did you guys get here?
We were gonna ask you the same thing! Also, how are you already king of this nation? And where did you get a crown? Oh, wait, don't say it! You just woke up like this, right?
Sounds like you've answered your own question. But before I woke up, I heard a voice say to me, "You are the king of Constellation Metropole. Now go forth and save your city."
A similar thing happened to me.
Oh, yeah, sorry. You must be the fairy of the Forest of Blessings, right?
This is Nilu, a friend that we made during our time in Sumeru.
Nice to meet you, Miss Nilu. I'm Navia, the president of Spina di Rosula. If you ever get the chance to go to Fontaine, make sure you come and visit me. I'm based in Poisson.
Seems like you're taking this all in stride. Aren't you nervous about getting stuck here and never being able to get back home?
Why would I be worried about that? We've faced much bigger problems than this before, and we always pull through. This should be a piece of cake. Besides, life's always full of surprises. You gotta learn to just enjoy it.
That sounds like a great outlook on life. You have a very optimistic spirit.
Thanks, I'll take that. Honestly, though, it also puts me at ease to find out that you guys are the fairy and heroes that I've been hearing about in this prophecy. We're kind of veterans at dealing with prophecies by now, aren't we?
About that, has anything bad happened in the Metropole? We heard about an evil dragon. Did it make a mess here too?
It sure did. Apparently, for whatever reason, he went for the stars above the city recently. Literally just flew up and started snatching them out of the sky.
I mean, they are just attached by strings.
Luckily, the guards responded quickly and stopped the dragon from taking them back to his lair. Unfortunately, though, he dropped them before he flew off. Now they're scattered all around the Metropole. I've been out trying to retrieve them, but I only managed to get one of them before you showed up. Oh, I didn't ask yet. What brings you to the Metropole anyway?
Oh, Paimon can explain.
Explanation is happening.
I see. So, you want to consult the Oracle of the Goddess of Prophecy?
Do you know how we can do that, Miss Navia?
Well, the goddess's statue is indeed at the top of the castle. I can take you up there.
But
However, I've heard from the citizens here that the goddess hasn't given out any new revelations in a very long time.
Really? But Grandpa Almond told us that he received his prophecy from the goddess.
Oh, that's probably because the prophecy about the hero of Simulanka has been around for a very long time. But recently, people realized that the goddess didn't reveal anything about what's supposed to happen after peace has been restored.
Huh. Okay.
Still, can't hurt to try your luck. And maybe you can help me get rid of the invaders while we're at it.
Invaders? So the dragon's not your only problem?
Right. The forest isn't the only place where strange things have been happening to the residents. Have you come across the gift from the Goddess of Prophecy yet?
You mean the protection magic that stops them from coming to harm? We saw it in action.
Yep, that's the one. Over the past little while, this magic has been triggering far more frequently. We don't know if it's simply because the Metropole has grown a lot more dangerous, or if there's a deeper reason behind it. Some residents find themselves getting stuck in a place and unable to move. Others start repeating the same thing over and over again, like they're trapped in some kind of loop.
If we were to use clockwork toys as an analogy, could it be that the tracks have eroded, or the gears have slid out of place?
That's exactly right, Nilu. That's basically what's happening.
so we need to fix everybody.
Anyway, some of the monsters outside the city saw this as an opportunity to launch an invasion.
But we didn't see a single monster on our way here.
We saw a yokai.
That's because I already took care of most of them over the past couple of days. Of the remaining few, we trapped some of them inside the castle and chased the rest back out of the city.
Okay, so to summarize, not only has the magic here gotten all messed up, but the dragons also knocked some of the stars out of the sky, plus there's a bunch of monsters in the city. Sounds like there's a lot more to fix here than in the Forest of Blessings.
Well, defeating the dragon and the monsters should be straightforward enough. But how do we fix the magic?
Supposedly, the goddess has had it all planned out for ages. One of her oldest prophecies says this: "Go and push the gear that connects up to the starry sky. When that time comes, I shall dance and return the tracks beneath my people's feet back to the stars in the sky."
Huh? But weren't the tracks the gift that she gave to her people in the first place? Does that mean she plans to take the gift back?
That's what the prophecy seems to be saying, yes. So, as a result, some people are against turning the gear, despite what the prophecy says, since they fear a future where they no longer enjoy the goddess's protection.
Oh no, they'll get freedom.
But letting this drag on isn't the answer either, is it?
No, and I think they know that. But they're just too afraid to take that final, terrifying step. they're still hoping there might be an alternative solution. Now, we could ignore their objections and go turn the gear ourselves. But...
You want to be considerate of their feelings.
Exactly. You know me well. And that's why you're my partner. I want to get as many people on my side as possible. At the end of the day, this is their city, and they should have the right to decide its future.
Ooh, spoken like a true wise king, Navia.
I am the boss of Spina di Rosula, after all. This may be my first time as a king, but there are a few similarities between the two roles. Traveler, Paimon, Miss Nilou, would you be willing to lend me your support? With your help, I'm confident we'll be able to find the most frictionless way to resolve the problems plaguing this city.
It would be my honor, Your Majesty.
Not gonna lie, Your Majesty is definitely growing on me.
Seriously, like we'd ever say no. We're your friends! No need to ask us so formally in the future.
I'm happy to help too. This is a beautiful city, and just like the Forest of Blessings, I would love to see it return to normal as soon as possible.
Ah, great! As the King of Constellation Metropole, I extend to you my gratitude. All right, everyone, follow me. I'll show you the way to the goddess statue at the top of the Metropole. And stay close. You don't want to get lost in my castle. It's huge.
And then we get immediately distracted and do other things. Oh my, what an honor. You must be Li Huan, in which case the one by your side must be your companion, Miss Paimon. Right one. That's us. We're that famous, are we? News travels quickly to, from, and through Constellation Metropole. I must say that you are right on time. I was putting the finishing touches on this game of mine named Flying Heads. Oh, we found the next minigame, didn't we? I can't be like the eponymous hatter in the Flying Hatter, who gave everyone a lovely hat, I fear, but I believe that Flying Hats will bring joy to those who play it. I've also designed 3 completely different gameplay modes for it. Don't worry, the rules aren't too complicated. We'll figure it out after just one game, I guarantee it. Alright. Alrighty then. This way, please. There are 3 game modes in Flying Hatter's Trick, with each having different scoring rules, with blue reticles marking targets that can be attracted. Use the marvelous Flying Hat to score as many points as you can. Would you like to play some Flying Hats? A light glimmer. In this mode, Flying Hats can attract up to 1 toy figure at once. Continually attract toy figures within the allotted time to build up your combo. The higher your combo, the more points you'll get each time you attract a toy figure. Attracting explosive barrels or failing to attract any toy figures will zero out your combo. Attracting explosive barrels will also deduct points from your score. And we need 2000 points. In the A Light Glimmer mode, the Flying Hat can attract 1 toy figure at once. Each time this happens, it will accumulate combo. The higher your combo, the more points you gain from attacking toy figures. You're just repeating what I just read. Except now it has pictures. Hat. Oh, we are just a UFO stealing cows off a farmland. Surprised there are no sound effects for capturing. As long as the barrels aren't moving. I'm not particularly worried. Yeah, better not stay too close to the barrels, or they will keep me warm. I sure got 2,000 points. Goodly Gathering. You're gonna tell me what to do anyway, so I don't need to read that. In the Goodly Gathering mode, you will have a total of 15 attempts to attract toy figures. Once you use them all up, the challenge will end. Each flying head can only attract up to 4 toy figures at once. And the more identically dressed figures you attract at once, the higher the bonus points you will score. If you attract an explosive barrel, you will not gain any points, no matter how many identical dressed figures you attracted. You will not gain any bonus points, but will instead lose a certain amount. So I should wait until they move closer together. Well, it's a bit of a waste of time to wait for them though. Hopefully... Well, I probably needed 2,000 again, so good. Puzzling Identity. In Puzzling Identity, every stage will have 4 rounds in total. When each begins, the clothes of the toy figures will be briefly displayed, before they and the item will be covered by gift boxes. After you have attracted all the toy figures in each round, you will gain a certain amount of bonus points, each extra bonus point for each gift box that is present still on the field. If you have not completed the objectives when the timer runs out, you will not gain any bonus points and instead move on to the next round. Attract toy figures hidden by gift boxes. The innermost are bombs. Nothing else is bombs. I'll read what you wrote in chat in a second. And I don't need to concentrate on bombs. I don't know what happened in the center and I'm scared. Are these real or fake? I had a feeling. Okay, these are bombs. Just these. Still haven't finished the event? Yeah, same. I'm very much behind. But that's the nature of streaming. I have heard that there's just too many chests around though. And yeah, so far the quest has been quite funny and wholesome. Who do I main? That's a very difficult question. Because I very much play a lot of characters. My favorite to play is Ayaka though, still, after all this time. Oh yeah, there's also more of this now. But this we completed.
I wonder what's inside this package. No. No peeking at my customer's stuff.
Watch your head. Oh, you were about to have a bad time. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how do I prevent? Toy figures can open the glue cap. Attack to spray forth super glue. Each super glue can produce up to 3 effective drops of glue. Move faster. Oh, and now it will be glued to the top and not fall anymore. Is that it? Thanks for checking in. And have a nice evening/night.
Did someone drop their package?
Me too. Me what? Let's play together. I'll be the ghost. When I turn around, don't move a muscle. Oh, we are playing... What's it called? Shiratori. No, not Shiratori. Oh, that was not you turning around. It was you using more glue. At least you give ample warning before you turn around. Traffic lights? Sure. I'm sure it has a Japanese name too. Gotcha. I'm great,
Someone dropped their package?
apparently. But yeah, as the person in chat mentioned, there's a lot of chests in this summer mode.
Huh? What's this?
So it's not a good idea to get distracted. Because we could be here forever. I'm assuming this is a fallen star.
Wait. This looks like the star I found earlier. I told the guards to place it near the goddess statue. Maybe they ran into some trouble up there. Guess we'd better hurry.
Got a scattered star. Star that once hung high above Constellation Metropole. For some reason it has fallen from the sky. For some dragon reason. I'm assuming this is not where I go. It's a trap. It was a trap.
Service with a smile! Positions!
Let me help you pack this up.
Oh yeah, I also got the Nilo outfit. You cannot let them out. Could you help me? Yes. Give it to me.
A bitter pill to swallow.
Yeah, that is a bitter pill to swallow.
All eyes on me!
Mind the side effects.
Whoa! Why is the star on top of a mechanism? Uh-oh! More monsters incoming!
Oh, great.
Remember, health comes first.
Express delivery!
Allow me!
Ooh, maybe I could curl up inside this box. Right. Coming through! Ha! Positions!
A bitter pill to swallow. The life of an adventurer certainly isn't easy.
Stay away. Defend the stars.
Seems like an emergency.
Dance with the waves!
Let's move out.
Provisions are vital.
I need that star. Alright then. You saved my life.
Feels like they really didn't want to give that to us. Let's move out. move out.
Mind the side effects.
Sign here, please.
A bitter pill to swallow. Yeah.
With all my strength. Yeah.
Stack fast. Maybe we can teamwork it. Pull hard, all together now. You did great. Being stuck on the wall.
Another one in the bag. That sure was rough.
Wow, what a lovely surprise. Yeah.
Remember, health comes first.
Hold the line. Service with the smoke.
All eyes on me.
Positions.
Seems like an emergency.
Billowing surge.
I see so much.
Let's move out.
You didn't even have a star for me.
We should make the most of these supplies.
I'm assuming there's multiple ways up here.
Let's move out.
Drat! I can't move!
What happened?
Your Majesty! This conservative radical, he attacked us! He threw the star from the Astral Garden and even stole the magic thread linking the Oracle Pillars! But just as we were about to arrest him, the goddess's magic activated, and now we can't move!
No! Nobody touched the celestial gear!
What's an oracle pillar?
You need to use it to pray to the goddess. I'll explain later. First, let's help these guys.
Stop that, don't move. So we need catch the criminal. And catch me. Oh no!
Hey, he's getting away!
Halt!
It's okay. Let him go.
And you just turn back time again.
But, Your Majesty!
Even if we catch up to him now, we won't be able to change his mind, much less quell the fear that many others like him are feeling. All it would do is turn him further against us.
Understood, Your Majesty. Also, this is the magic thread he was holding from the Oracle Pillars. Your Majesty, what should we...
Ah, please give that to the traveler over there. I believe they have some questions for the goddess.
Yes, Your Majesty.
So, what do we do with this exactly?
See those oracle pillars over there? Just use the magic thread to connect them together in a specific pattern, and the goddess of prophecy will answer your prayers.
This feels familiar.
Oh, sounds easy enough. Let's give it a try.
Feel like we had to do something similar last summer or the summer before that, and eventually this turned real difficult. Shape of stars. This is not a star.
Yeah.
I'm doing something beautiful. That's something completely wrong, that's for sure. So why did it not let me do this the first time? Because that's essentially what made me do the wrong thing. Mirrors, lots of mirrors. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
It worked!
To which course of fate do you seek answers, my child of Simulanka?
How do I defeat the dragon?
The hero from another world, supported by their companions, shall restore peace to this world.
Also, so much for the oracle not oracling anymore. How to leave this world? That's not an answer. About Simulanka's future. How to resolve the Metropole's crisis.
Go and push the gear that connects up to the starry sky. When that time comes, I shall dance and return the tracks beneath my people's feet back to the stars in the sky.
I have more questions.
So, Miss Navia was right. The goddess of prophecy didn't tell us anything about the future.
Fair enough. Guess we'll just have to play it by ear.
We want to push the celestial gear.
Then first, we have to restore the sky back to its original state by putting the stars back in their positions. Let me do a quick count. All right. Adding in the ones we picked up on the way here, I think that's all of them. Let's go hang these stars back up in the sky.
Did I really not miss any? I feel like I took not the most optimal path.
In the sky? How do we get up there?
Oh, I got us covered. We will, of course, be taking the Aerial Express.
No, it's a star rail.
Is that a flying train?
Hey, you already took a train that runs on water. Is a flying train really that much weirder?
Well, at least the Maritime Express still runs on a track.
Oh, come on, don't worry about it. This train has been blessed by the goddess of prophecy. Its whole purpose is to protect the Metropole skies. It took me a lot of effort to find it, you know. I don't think anyone's used it in, like, 100 years?
100 years? Are you sure it's safe? Let's not forget that the goddess of prophecy's magic has been going haywire recently.
Well, it's not like we have any other options. Unless you want to do the honors, Paimon. Fancy flying up there on your own?
No, thank you. It's way too high up. Oh, wait, Nilu. You've got a feel for how magic works here. Can you do your thing and sense if this train is a real deal?
I can try. Yes, I can sense traces of magic, but it's different from the kind I felt in the forest, so I don't know.
Okay, fine. Guess there's only one way to find out.
That's the spirit. I'll come with you. Miss Nilu, will you be joining us?
I think I'll stay behind. That way, if something does go wrong, you'll have someone on the ground to get you some help.
That makes sense. If the train does break down, you can make us a giant origami crane to come bail us out. Or if a crane's too difficult, a finch could work.
Finch is just gonna get squashed.
Best of luck! A finch, huh? I think I know how to fold one of those.
I think I know how to fold one of those. Cue the Star Rail music.
Choo-choo! Aerial Express moving out.
Whoa, it really is flying!
What an amazing feeling. I've never been on a flying train before.
Neither have we.
Guess I'll not sit.
That should do it. On to the next location.
You sat instead of placing. Cool. Mom, can we have a Star Rail?
You're so high up. Don't look down. Don't look down.
We have Star Rail at home.
Hang in there, Paimon. The hard part's nearly over. After that, it's downhill all the way.
Don't say downhill all the way. That is the last thing Paimon wants to hear.
Paimon, we've jumped from higher heights.
We're finally done. Okay, let's get back down while this train is still working.
Great job! It looked like it all went smoothly.
Yeah, and it was an absolute blast, too. You gotta ride with us next time, Miss Nilu.
Huh? I'm okay. Thanks for...
Halt! What do you think you're doing?
Get out of my way!
What's going on?
Your Majesty, there!
Let us through!
Stay back!
It's okay. Let them through.
Your Majesty, could we please ask you not to turn the gear that connects up to the sky?
And why is that?
As you have seen, the goddess's gift is very important to us. It keeps us from harm and protects our very lives.
Some of us, we just aren't ready to lose that protection.
I see. I understand.
Huh? Your Majesty, do you mean...
I won't turn that gear. Not until you're ready.
What?
I've said before that the Metropole belongs to the people, and they should have the right to decide its future. But let me ask you this. How do you plan to solve the issues we are currently facing?
Well, we'll start by rescuing the people that have gotten stuck. And then we'll find a way to figure out the true cause of this crisis.
And have you made any headway on that? The true cause, I mean.
The dragon.
Unfortunately not.
Hey, you little...
I'm sorry, my friend, but it's the truth.
You have friends and family that have been affected, don't you? That have gotten stuck?
Duh.
I understand your concerns. But if we let this drag on for much longer, the situation may well get worse. More and more people will be frozen by the goddess's magic.
Yes, but if we turn that gear now, all the tracks in this city will disappear.
I know this is a hard decision to make. But have you ever thought about why the goddess might have made things this way in the first place?
Huh?
Why do you think she might decide to take back her gift and stop revealing further prophecies about the future?
Are you saying she has abandoned us?
No. Quite the opposite, in fact.
What do you mean?
The goddess dearly loves this world and all the people of Simulanka. And because she loves you so much, she wants you to be able to choose your own path.
But seemingly all their paths lead to destruction. Like falling off cliffs and getting crushed by giant blocks.
Every parent hopes their child will have a happy and carefree life. But if they're overprotective, then all they'll manage to do is keep their child trapped. If a mother bird lets her baby ride on her wings for too long, her child will never learn how to fly. Perhaps the goddess of prophecy has always known that one day she'll have to let go.
Isn't this Penacony again? Just with the bird metaphor immediately striking me again.
Children can only become independent if they're allowed to form their own opinions, make their own decisions, and deal with the consequences on their own. Only then will they be able to continue their journey alone, even after their parents are gone.
But we've relied on the goddess's protection for so long. We don't know what it's like to go it alone. We don't know if we have what it takes.
Are you kidding me? I think you've proven yourselves more than capable of that.
What do you mean?
You made a call in a time of crisis, and you've come all this way to talk to me. Even the guards couldn't stop you. That must have taken a lot of courage.
But we only did it because we were scared.
Why you set out on the journey doesn't matter. What matters is that you've proven you can choose your own path.
My friend, I fear our king is right. It is time for us to face our fears.
What? But we...
We can't go on living like this. Living in fear. Look at what it's driven you to do. You threw away a star personally created by the goddess of prophecy herself. You once revered her more than any of us. And I think the king is right. She hasn't abandoned us. So, why don't we put our trust in her one more time?
I don't care anymore. Do what you want.
Aw, he laughed.
I guess that means let's turn the gear.
I'm sorry about my friend. That's just how he is. Always had a terrible temper. Please accept my apology for his impudent behavior.
Is it just me, or has he accepted the goddess's prophecy?
I think so. Not that you'll ever hear him admit it out loud. Your Majesty, please turn the gear that connects up to the sky.
So, you've made up your mind? About giving up the goddess's gift?
Yes, I've made up my mind. But maybe losing the gift isn't what this is about anymore. Because we've gained something too. You have given us courage.
It would be funny if getting rid of the gift would just unsolve all the puzzles. Or make them unsolvable.
Well said. I am proud of your decision. Now, gather around, everyone, and join me as we make the night sky of this wonderful city turn once more.
Well, it is a music box. With the dancing lady in it.
So the stars hanging in the sky, they're music notes.
This entire metropole is a huge music box! That's incredible!
How do you feel?
A little scared and uncertain. But for some reason, I feel a lot more at ease. It's as if some kind of huge weight has been lifted from my shoulders.
Figured out any next steps?
To be honest, not really. But maybe I can start by having a heart-to-heart with that stubborn friend of mine.
I have an idea. If you don't know what to do, why don't you start by helping the people around you?
You mean the people who got stuck because of the goddess's magic?
I mean anyone and everyone who needs your help. By helping others, you'll eventually find your own path. Trust me, I have experience in this.
What kind of experience, Your Majesty?
Yes. We'll need a formal organization with a catchy name before we go out and start helping people. Why don't we call it the Spina di Rosula?
Spina di Rosula?
Ooh, or even the Spina di Rosula di Simulanka. Yeah, that's catchy.
The longer the name, the better. Add a few more D's.
Wow, big expansion for the Spina. Moving into other worlds now.
Traveler, not happy.
Spina di Rosula. I like it. It's a great name. Let's do as Your Majesty suggests.
Well then, how about I appoint you as the head of the Spina in Simulanka? While I'm off fighting the dragon with the other heroes, it'll be your responsibility to work with the guards and take good care of the people in the metropole.
What? You're planning on fighting the dragon? But no, Your Majesty, you must reconsider.
He's right. Your Majesty, you can't.
How are you two on the same side all of a sudden?
Perhaps Your Majesty is unaware of this. The great dragon suddenly broke out from the Titanium mines one day and tore the end of the world to pieces. After that, it spat out a strange fog that surrounded a whole island. No one knows what lies beyond the fog, and no one knows what has become of that poor island.
Before your majesty arrived, we dispatched many soldiers to fight the dragon, but none came back alive.
Yikes. Sounds worse than we thought.
Isn't that all the more reason for us to go? There could still be guards trapped there, waiting for someone to rescue them.
King Navia is right. We cannot simply stand by and watch as the people of this world suffer.
Very well. Though I have not served by your side for very long, your majesty. 2 days is enough for me to have learned that once your mind is set, any attempts to change it are futile.
You're a pretty good judge of character.
He probably didn't mean that as a compliment.
Since you're serious about this, I won't try and stop you. There's only one way to reach the end of the world, and that's by taking the Maritime Express.
Oh, right. So there's a line going there too?
Yes, it was originally built to serve the workers commuting to the Titanium mines, but it has been abandoned since the dragon attack.
Titanium is such a word.
I'll tell the conductor to wait for you at the platform by the side gate to the Metropole first thing tomorrow morning. You're embarking on an extremely dangerous adventure. Please be careful, your majesty and friends.
Oh, thank you for your concern. While I'm gone, I leave the Metropole in your capable hands.
Yes, your majesty.
Just call me boss from now on. That's what everyone in the Spina calls me, and it's what I'm used to.
So, the plan for tomorrow is journey across the ocean, make it to the end of the world, and defeat a dragon. Whew, that's an adventure and a half. Do all storybook heroes have to work this hard?
At least we'll get to see some amazing scenery along the way, right? Besides, we'll have each other. It'll be a shared experience that we'll never forget.
Plus, we're pretty well equipped for a classic heroes versus dragon story. We got Miss Nilu as our magic caster, and I guess I'm the melee warrior who leads the charge?
What makes that me?
Paimon can definitely see that. Anyway, those are tomorrow's problems. Right now, all Paimon wants is to eat a proper meal, because worst case scenario, if Paimon ends up getting eaten by a dragon, she wants to do it on a full stomach. And something about the end of the world doesn't sound like a great place for food options.
Well, the origami animals in the forest only drink magic tonic. What do the toy people here in Constellation Metropole eat?
Oh, that's a good question.
Vegetable oil and sawdust, I think.
Oh, great. I feel if we only did the main story, this would actually go decently fast, but... Instead of waiting until 8 in the morning, there's a cat waiting for us now, so... That's not where I wanted to fall. And we do need to help our cat. Wait, are those the other mini games? We should check those out at least. Before we move on from here. Just the camera position to what you think is appropriate. Surely. A wonderful shot! Okay. No prize or anything? Oh. Here comes the giant. Great view from the bell tower, don't you think? Head to the top and follow the sound of the bell. It will lead you to my treasure. Whoever built this bell tower did so with a lot of spaces to stand on. Orbs. Treasure indeed. Very impressive. Looks like you got the hint. Next, please go to Pendulum Lane in the northeast of the city. This was supposed to be number 2. But also, this is not what I wanted to do. It is so easy to get insanely distracted every time. Oh, no, this is the figure collection thing. And this is not a minigame. Except it is, in a way. This is a whole different collection of collections. Gotta love my gacha within gacha. And losing it horribly. So what's the other thing? Surging with the wind. Wait, isn't that the one we did last time? So I guess that might be part 2 of that, huh? Explosive targets might appear along the streaming currents, and they will detonate when hit. This can help you quickly destroy targets within a certain area. Shot enhancements may appear along the streaming current. When you pick them up, you can increase the rate of fire for speedy shots, and you will not consume energy when shooting while buffed. Fly! Well, I'm not gonna do perfect because I forgot that blue ones are the ones that need charge attacks. Also, I'm just bad. There's a giant cube in the air. Not just one. Oh, that's the power. I barely even saw it. And despite the power-up, I still missed things. It's a gold, it's fine. Also, this led me to what looks like a battle minigame. Alof. Welcome to Constellation Metropole. My colleagues have apprised me of your names and deeds, and have confirmed that you are valiant indeed. Were I not in charge of training the guards, I should have liked to spar with you. So you are a guard yourself then? In sooth I am. On the orders of Liege, we are to defend Constellation Metropole and keep the peace. My work, specifically, is to train the guards, that their skills may prove worthy of their duty. He's a loaf, yes. So the door behind leads to the training grounds. Keen-eyed indeed, it leads to a domain that we just finished remodeling. Within those grounds, the trainee must swing their blade to a specific rhythm, and the arena's lighting will constantly change throughout the battle. Sounds like some pretty rigorous training. Sounds complicated, more like, do you have to follow that specific rhythm while fighting as well? This part of the regimen is actually derived from a story titled The Owl Musician. It was popular amongst the guards some time back, and he enjoyed it to the point where they'd forget to take part in training, and their daily patrols were delayed. But I had a thought, since everyone liked it so much, adding elements of the story into our training would make it more enjoyable. It has a visible effect on training, if nothing else. There have been no further delays in our patrols due to personal reasons. Would the two of you be interested in said training? The challenge within should be a piece of cake for those with valor such as yourself. I'll give it a try. Such commendable courage! Excellent. Please, then step into the domain. In Metropole Trials, you will have to form 2 teams to complete 2-stage combat. For each different character there is in the party, you will gain 1 valor. Valor is jointly contributed by both parties. When your valor is greater than or equal to 6, the combat buffs gained after entering a time for valor are greatly enhanced. Defeat opponents to fill the valor bar. Completely filling the bar starts a time for valor, granting significant combat buffs to the team. This state will end after a time, and defeating opponents while in it will grant extra points. Defeating opponents during a time for valor will not continue to fill the valor bar. Valor, 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 valor. Honed Vanguard. Phase 1, lots of everything. Phase 2, not so much everything. What teams do I want? Choice of healers is not big. Let's do it like that, maybe. And this will be the typical.
Coming to be!
Show them. What a nuisance. Right now.
Great start.
A proper send-off from the Spino of Love. Hey there! Haha! Hiya! Haha! Hey there!
Live! Witness my great undertaking!
Right here. Right now.
Hey there! Fire! Well, with rocks.
As a dutiful maid would.
Coming to be! Feel this ancient power!
Attack! That's the way.
Right here. Emerge. Right here. Time to clean up.
Hey there! A proper send-off from the Spino.
Live! Moment of birth!
As a good knight should.
I feel like Noelle was a weird but very good choice with a huge spin attack.
Steady as.
Watch out! Fire! Well, with rocks. Watch out!
Burst forth! Witness my great undertaking!
Time to clean up.
Here!
Everyone hold hands.
Remember, health comes first.
Covenant of the Deep!
Allow me.
This dance is for you!
Make yourselves at home. I see everything.
Seems like an emergency.
Billowing surge!
With all my strength.
All eyes on me!
The Temple of Wisdom. Everyone hold hands.
Torrent, bring refuge!
Hold the line.
Taking a turn for the better.
Ridiculous.
Here! Yeah! Ha! Yeah! Yeah! Dance with the waves!
I see everything. Share my knowledge.
Remember, health comes first.
Covenant of the Deep!
Allow me.
The mistake was not checking the point goal.
Positions.
Seems like an emergency. A bitter pill to swallow.
Make yourselves a move.
Yeah, that's just silver. What is the point goal? I just want to do the first one. I think I don't need go down. 5,000. Okay. Maybe do something better then. Maybe the oil wasn't that good. People are having exclamation points, so... Oh, exclamation points are because they are in the wrong team. They are already in the other team. I feel like I probably didn't understand something.
Come on out. I must leave no stone unturned, as a dutiful maid would.
Watch out! Attack! That's the way. Coming at ya.
Moment of birth. Live!
Watch out! Fire! Well, with rocks.
Emerge. Right here. A sight to behold.
Coming to be. Witness my great undertaking.
Coming at ya. Fire! Well,
As a good knight should. Steady as stone. Right now, emerge. I'm always watching.
attack! That's the way. Ha! Watch out!
Live! Feel this ancient power.
Time to clean up.
Attack! That's the way.
As a dutiful maid would.
Well, I'm having a lot more points this time in the first round.
Right now, emerge.
Still not
right
half
here.
the amount of what I need at the end.
Moment of birth.
Hold the line. Let the magic begin. Animal hypostasis emulation. First, flash! Dumpy Dumpty go! Animal test 6308. Yeah!
Meanwhile, this is not going as well.
Swirl, Mark 2. Absorption test. Cue the clock. Hypostasis emulation. Stand clear. Animo test 6308. Surprise! Let the magic begin! Blazing delight! Boing, boing, boom! Yeah.
Yeah, this is not it.
Enhanced Animo module 75. Stand clear.
I thought bringing big AoE attacks, like with Animo, would be good. I guess not. The first part, fine. I wish I could try out the second part.
Burst forth.
Leave it all to me. Time to clean up.
Fire! Well, with rocks. Coming at ya! Hiya! Ha!
Right now. I'm always watching. Right here.
A proper send-off from the Spina with love.
Live! Witness my great undertaking!
As a dutiful maid would.
Fire! Well, hey there! Cha! Watch out!
Coming to be! Moment of birth!
Emerge, right now. A sight to behold.
Fire! Well, with rocks. Hiya! Watch out! Haha!
Live! Feel this ancient power!
As a good knight should. Emerge. Right now.
A proper send-off from the Spina.
Right here. Right now. Nothing lasts forever. Right here. Right now. Emerge.
Burst forth! Witness my great undertaking!
Watch out! Attack!
Time to clean up.
Shower me with praise! Let my name echo into... The doctor will see you.
Taking a turn for the best.
Freeze to the core! Beg for mercy. Shudder! Beg for mercy. Time to shine! Strike a pop!
Seems like an emergency. Mind the side effect.
Flood of frost! Shudder! Billowing surge!
A bitter pill to swallow.
Allow me.
Let my name echo in song! Shower me with praise!
Taking a turn for the better.
Vengeance will be mine. Beg for mercy. Crush.
Remnants of the deep. Yeah. Hold the line.
Time to shine.
Remember, health comes first.
Freeze to the core. Rack and ruin.
Mind the side effect.
Let the world come alive! Beg for mercy. Flood of frost. I condemn you.
I think I just don't understand. And I don't want to spend all this time on here.
So, are you all set?
All set.
Great! Then let's go!
Understanding is the first
I
step to giving up.
all
Yes.
over, but I've never seen a mysterious fairy tale world like this before. Looks like nobody has gotten around to repairing this house yet. Ugh, even I wouldn't dare to sleep in there. It might suddenly collapse in on you. Nothing to see here either. Maybe we can find someone to ask? Aha! Over there! I bet we'll find some people there. Let's go take a look. Uh-huh. I was sure there'd be people here.
There once was a goddess who ruled over fate. Before she died, she left 3 riddles for the kingdom she had created.
What? Who said that?
Oh no.
Long story short, on this day, a sentient feline, an outlander, and a diminutive pixie arrived on the scene.
Still a pixie.
They saw a narrow path off to the side.
Okay, but which side?
Yeah, if you gave ambiguous instructions like that to a Comania Express courier, they'd give you the parcel right back and tell you to write the delivery address more clearly.
Despite how obvious the answer was, the perplexed pixie and the flummoxed feline struggled to work it out. Although, perhaps a small part of the blame could be attributed to my dull narration. Alright, let's try this again. The path on the left-hand side seemed to give off an enticing fragrance, as if to say, this is the way to wealth and glory.
Ooh, that sounds like the start of a good story. Then what? Then what?
We are being game mastered. And yes, my first part was also Stanley Parable.
At the end of the path, the motley crew would soon spot a secret stone room. A prophecy had once foretold of a Marquis who shall one day venture inside, and thus it is named the Future Marquis's Abode to Be. You like it? The Future Marquis's Abode to Be? Got a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
That was a little bit boastful.
But before you continue, I must warn you of the danger that lies ahead. For example, under no circumstances should you sit on the chair in the center. Otherwise, the consequences could be a bit embarrassing.
So many summers, winters, springs, and falls, and now at last a hero hither strides.
This realm knows not what lies beyond its walls. Its secrets mystify the world outside.
Wait, new voices. Who are they?
Just the narrator doing more voices. Anyways, don't sit on... Ah. Because it's gluey.
As
Okay.
golden sunlight fills the firmament, the tabletop engrosses your attent. Perhaps, perchance, peruse these pages thence. They surely represent no ill intent.
In the name of...
reading the files on the desk. Hey, Bobarano, maybe quit showing off and try using words she'll actually understand.
I can either rhyme like a bard, or I can curse like a sailor. And right now, Cape, you are seriously tempting me towards the latter.
In the name of the elders of our...
Cape, forgive me for breaking the rhyme scheme for a second, but I want to hear your take on this. So, any outsider who comes in here would surely see the documents on the table, right? Unless she was visually impaired. And unless she's got tinnitus or something, she'd definitely have heard what we were saying. All I'm trying to say is, if this poor person can't see or hear properly, I just feel kind of sorry for them.
Oh, we hear you loud and clear, so watch it!
No more glue, you say?
Captivated by the epic poetry and enthralled by the outstanding storytelling, the Outlanders knew what their next objective was. Namely, to remove the clockwork key from the raised platform up ahead.
Cape, I just realized you said we all had to speak like bards, but every time you open up your mouth, I don't hear any rhymes.
Yeah, I noticed that too. It's one standard for us and another for you. That's not fair, Cape.
Stop the poem. We have a situation. Something's up with this person.
Traveler? Are you alright?
Turns out there's glue. Try to stand up, but the glue is holding you firmly in place.
Come on, you can do it! This can't be how our story ends!
Try. You managed to partially unstick yourself. The issue isn't that you can't break free, it's more that you don't want to tear your clothes in the process. They mean a lot to you.
Can I give you a hand or a tail, even?
You finally free yourself and stand up, clothes intact. I really hoped the glue was still here and I could sit back in it again.
Let me see... Okay, let's get going. The next location on my list is really far away.
Strong as stone, firm as steel, the Outlander pulls, but it does not yield.
This has happened many times before, but this time is different. A thought enters the Outlander's mind. Attack! Attack! First weaken the structure, then seize the treasure!
The time has come to slay the dragon! How are you feeling? Nervous? I'm curious to see what this end-of-the-world place is like. Come on, let's go meet the others at the station!
Yeah, Paimon's right, let's just leave.
Takes a moment to wipe the sweat from their hands, then braces themselves as they grasp their sword. Only now are they ready to attack. Although, a mallet would have made the job easier. Cape, it looks like we have a few moments to spare, and we're still waiting on that apology.
With wood and earthenware strewn all around, the demon feline's fury can't be quelled, reducing them to rubble on the ground.
Perhaps the Outlanders are worried that something drastic will happen the moment they remove it. Maybe that's why they're investigating the area thoroughly first. Can't fault them for that. I'm wondering if we can take advantage of this downtime to discuss whether we really need to keep this up.
Oh, if you guys don't want to put on a voice and speak in verse, be my guest. Just don't blame me for your own poetic incompetence.
It sure is being Stanley around here. But I'm surprised they said that it was the demon feline that broke everything. No more dialogue. You aren't being very Stanley about this. What if I leave?
Capet's blatant unprofessionalism and the lackluster performance began to annoy the outsiders. He decided to step out to get some air and come back with a change of attitude.
Oh, get off my case.
No? No more dialogue? Even if I want to get some orbs. Okay, let's just play that game.
A sense of longing wells up in the chest, and to one's heart one always must be true. Resume you must your once forsaken quest, and persevere until you see it through. Finally, the Outlander returned to the sacred clockwork key of destiny.
My gosh! A poem from Capet! I can't believe my ears!
And now we leave again.
The attack now over! Only one final step remains.
Now it is the time to seize the key.
Yes! Finally! Come on, move your butts! And your lights, assuming they're still in working order. It's showtime!
No hard feelings about your lack of poetic contributions?
Oh, let it go! Ah! Welcome, esteemed and noble Outlander. Allow us to introduce ourselves.
We represent the 3 great clans of this realm, having been selected as its authorized historical supervisors.
Our purpose being to await the arrival of one such as yourselves, who shall remove the clockwork key.
My name is...
You're Cape, he's Albizzi, and that's Bobarano, right? You've done so much talking that we can already tell you apart by your voices.
Aren't we missing someone, though? The guy who led us here to begin with?
Who?
And thus was born the long-awaited Fellowship, destined to uncover the truth of the past. Allow me to quote, if I may, in the history of Constellation Metropole, a new page has begun.
Him.
Well, there's no fourth person, so Which of you is the ventriloquist? Come on, out with it.
We've never heard that voice before, but he sounds like he'd be good at reading bedtime stories to children.
Oh boy. It's getting very meta.
Well, whoever it is, I don't know and I don't care. Forget about him. We have far more important things to focus on. Like, where our journey goes from here.
That key you hold is the pivot point about which the past and present of the Metropole revolve. However, between our three clans, there is some dispute over the historical record.
Each clan has its own version of history, detailing the clan's origins and the tale of the Dragon of Old. And unfortunately, we don't know which one is the truth.
Dragon? You mean the one that's been acting up recently?
Oh, no, not that one, you adorable little pixie. When I say Dragon of Old...
He means a dragon that would be really, really old if it was still with us today, but it was defeated in ancient times. The new one has nothing to do with our clan history.
Was that supposed to be a joke? Anyway, so you've been waiting for someone to remove the key so you can finally explore the truth of the past?
Not just explore it, but argue incessantly about it. Honestly, I don't care that much. Cape's the one who's always bothering us about it.
What we need to figure out is who resolved the dragon crisis. We have to know that before we can decide which is the supreme clan.
The moment you removed the key from where it was lodged, you became the honorary Marquis. We humbly beseech you, noble outlander.
Only Li Huan.
Noble traveler Marquis, we ask you to help us. You and your talking Puss in Boots and the pale floating pixie.
Puss in Boots? Are you serious? It's better than demon feline, but still.
Embrace it, my friend, embrace it. Most cats don't wear boots or speak, do they?
I'm not even a cat, I'm a Nekomata. Now that you know the word, I expect you to use it.
Please allow me to lead you all to a sacred memorial site. It will be much easier to explain what needs to be done once we are there.
Will the real narrator explain?
This place is sacred to my clan. It's where our brave forefathers once took up arms against the Dragon of Old. After a bitter battle that dragged on for many days and nights, finally, our forefathers fought the dragon into submission, and it fled. They took turns, though. Some forefathers worked the day shift, while others worked the night shift.
So they worked shifts while the poor dragon had to work around the clock.
So they say. It's just a legend, though.
Wait a second? Did I just hear you admit that your clan's history is just a legend?
A history, legend, who cares? My clan was definitely courageous, that's the point. That's the truth. And isn't the truth what we've all been arguing about non-stop for all these years?
Cape's words gave the traveler food for thought. Could it be that the truth in a fictional world is equivalent to fiction in the real world? But that would have to wait. Apparently, Cape was not alone in his pilgrimage to this sacred site. Unwanted company had arrived. The traveler and the talking cat, Nekomata, decided to teach them some manners.
With all my strength. Allow me.
A bitter pill to swallow.
True display of heroism and valor. It was as if the spirits of my ancestors were...
Oh.
Your martial prowess and show of courage are a more vivid reenactment of my ancestors' feats that suit the modern aesthetic.
I was too quick.
Now, let's get down to business. As we all know, time is but an illusion. Time may flow line by line, page by page, or frame by frame, but usually it flows in the form of springs and gears.
And that clockwork key you have in your hand can turn back time and make the past reappear.
Well, actually, my view is that the illusion of time is more of a problem of consciousness. Gears power the body, while the body is the vessel of the conscious mind. But the mind cannot understand the dimension of time, so we experience instead an endless continuum of moments as the pinion of now turns along the rack of ages.
I'm getting flashbacks to when I was delivering packages to the Sumeru Academia.
A teacher once asked Albizzi what his greatest fear was, and he replied, dragons. Boberano was asked the same question. He replied, time, and repeated the argument we just heard. The teacher then turned to Cape and posed the same question. He replied, Boberano.
The manuscript that tells the truth of the historical record, the blueprint to all of creation, the work of the great mage themselves. It can be found at the beginning of the Girac, and on the very first page of the book.
Paimon didn't follow all that, but basically, you're just saying that we need to put the key in and turn it all the way back?
Exactly. It is said that in the beginning, the goddess of creation took the goddess of fate's manuscript as a blueprint, placed it under the goddess of prophecy's starry realm, and generated the world from a few magic arrays. So in a few moments, when the great clockwork key turns the local time here back to the very beginning, we will restore the magic arrays back to their original configurations.
Hold on, isn't stealing part of the blueprint of creation a little dangerous? Also, how are we supposed to know the original configurations of the magic arrays?
Well, the general shapes of the configurations have been passed down over the ages. They now form the family crests of each of our clans. So you'll just need to reference my family crest and join the dots accordingly.
I see. It's a reverse C with a little thing at the end.
To address your other concern, when the house has already been built, do you really think that taking away the construction crew and blueprint will cause it to collapse?
The Traveler Marquis prepares to insert the great clockwork key into the nearby keyhole.
Oh, we are starting with the weird part. That makes it easier.
I guess we should start here?
Behold, the sacred writings that record the truth of... No, wait. That have shaped the truth of history. Gather round and let us bear witness.
Ray Francois mounted the haystack, picked up a fork, and planted its tines down atop the mountain of grass. Behind him was a large, bright moon. He shouted out the name of everyone in the village. The village chief was first to be named, and so frightened was he that he wished to climb up the haystack and stop up Francois' mouth. "Are you crazy? You are yelling so loudly, the dragon might show up. You good for nothing. Have you not seen how the windmill everyone built has been destroyed by the dragon? And here you are, worrying if it will return." Francois really would have loved to kick him off the haystack, but held back given that the chief, too, was worried for the villagers' safety. Francois saw that nigh all the villagers had arrived, and so he cleared his throat. "Dear neighbors and kin, think you still that we must endure this?" "No, of course not. But we cannot do anything about the dragon," said the grocer. "Who says so? Did I not leap onto its neck from the windmill blades, stepping onto it twice? and did it not fall down and flee? Perhaps everyone worked so hard to build the mill that was destroyed. Everyone's emotions became inflamed. Lifting their fists, they decided to take down the dragon. But Francois lifted his own hands and calmed the crowd. Let us go home for today, everyone. Everyone's present lack of self-preservation is not bravery, but rather wrath. We yet desire to face danger after calming ourselves. Only then may we truthfully call our sentiment valor. So everyone went home. The next day, there were still many youngsters who wished to follow Francois to take on the wicked dragon. Who would have known that the valiant possess the protection of the goddess's radiant charter? Encountering true valor, the dragon could neither spout fire nor slash with claws, and was forced to allow the other party to call pauses and switch personnel. And so, after several days and nights of fierce fighting, the wicked dragon could no longer bear it and chose to surrender. AA.
Feast your eyes, rejoice, and cheer, for this is the unquestionable truth. Look at the signature. Nobody is capable of forging that.
AA.
I don't believe it. So, all along, our histories have been false?
Don't lose heart, Albizzi. It does not follow from his is true that ours are false.
That might be the most bogus logic I've ever heard. But keep up the mental gymnastics, Boberano. I've been waiting for that look of jealousy on your face my whole life, and I'm gonna savor it.
And yet, it seemed that this conundrum could indeed have more than one solution. Everyone agreed that there may be more than one truth. The party decided to visit the sacred sites of the other clans and see what their documents had to say.
Isn't a narrator supposed to remain detached and objective? It feels like you're forcing a narrative agenda on us here. Well, whatever. I'm in a good mood. Let's do it. The instructions say to repeat the process 3 times, and besides, I'm looking forward to watching you both be sorely disappointed.
Let's do my clan next. I'll lead the way.
You're going from C to B.
We'll need the key again, right? Let me see if I can pull it out. Yoink!
Yoink. Wait, where are we going? We're inside the town.
The party finds no pedestal in which to place the great clockwork key, only a locked door.
Where's your clan's pedestal? Oh, let me guess, you hid it away in advance to save yourself the embarrassment of having it exposed as a fake?
You done? Okay. Now, since my clan's main claim to fame is...
Misinformation, half-truths, and fabrication.
Ah, shut up, Cape.
Shut up, Cape.
I swear, if I wind up dead one day, the murderer was Boberano. Let those be my last words.
My clan's claim to fame is that we outwitted the dragon of old and stole its treasure. Ergo, all articles of value that we own, including the pedestal for the clockwork key, lie behind that door.
So, next step is open the door?
Almost. There's one step before that. The door is protected by a smart interrogation system. We have to answer its questions, and if we get them wrong, we will alert law enforcement.
Jeez. Well, do you at least know the answers?
The correction fluid of time has dyed white the pages of the Book of Wisdom. No, I don't know the answers. But worry not, I had a quick word with the constabulary in advance. They'll ignore the alarm if we get the questions wrong, so answer without fear.
Great. There's no response from the door, and nothing unusual about it. Knock knock.
Question 1. Who is it?
Police, open up.
That's actually quite an amusing approach. It's probably not going to get us anywhere, but I do admire your sense of humor and your commitment to it.
Question 1. Who is it?
We're here for a routine inventory check.
Ah, what an ingenious idea. Far more intelligent than Boberano's ancestors. But I still recommend against this answer.
Much chests here, I also see.
Question 1. Who is it?
Leave one, Marquis and her retinue.
The great yokai, Nekomata in boots.
And the trusty travel guide, Pixie! Travel guide! Trusty travel guide!
Question 2. By which virtue did the ancients defeat the dragon?
To be completely honest, hard work is a bit of an alien concept to us here in the Constellation Metropole. We have hardware and we have clockwork, but not hard work.
Question 2. By which virtue did the ancients defeat the dragon?
If this is the right answer, I swear I'll...
Correct!
Oh, good. I really tried to do all the wrong answers first.
What? A barefaced lie. So low.
Question 3. Which is more real? The fiction of the outside world, or the truth of this world?
Please try to avoid being unnecessarily cruel in your response.
Question 3. Which is more real? The fiction of the outside world, or the truth of...
Come on, you'll have to do better than that, kid. I mean, Traveller Marquis. You and your friends are the only ones who know the truth about us.
Question 3.
Perhaps both are equally real.
Hear, hear! Who can be sure that the outside world isn't just a dream? And that when the dreamer wakes up, they won't just find themselves inside a novel? There is no way to know, therefore both are equally real.
All correct. You may have the key pedestal.
Traveler Marquis, you know what must be done. Please insert the great clockwork key. Oh, and this is my family crest.
Question mark.
Do we really need this one?
Good question. Oh, you mean that one? I'm just trying to see where we even are. Oh, I see.
Now, let me see what
elaborate fiction the Clan of Wisdom was able to conjure up.
If anyone's listening, I would like to submit these as my last words. I surrender. I'm the one who murdered Cape.
Wise Antonio, in the basement of the crumbling house, began reading the ancient book he had found. His oil lamp shook from time to time as the swaying structure above ground collapsed. The village was to be symbolically raised by the dragon, and he had been chosen by the dragon, for he had not returned home. But Antonio did not care. He only wished to study the book the old lady had given him, on the bridge he passed today. This book was titled The Radiant Charter, and within was recorded all the rules that every being in Simulanka must follow. It was written in the language of world's creation at the very start, and if Antonio was not possessed of extraordinary wisdom and deciphered this primordial text, there would have been no study to be had. This book recorded no solutions as to resolve the difficulty that Constellation Satellite presently faced, nor did it contain any hexes that could aid Antonio in repairing his own home. But he knew that wisdom was the mightiest thing in the world. The morning light shone through the ruins of his home. The neighboring blacksmith and chubby chief took great pains to get rid of the house's wreckage, which blocked the basement hatch. With dark circles about his eyes, Antonio said to the chubby chief, "I shall defeat the dragon. I will return soon." "Are you sure you're alright? You don't look like you got any sleep. Just smoke from the oil lamp. Don't worry about it." The dragon sat atop a mountain of treasure, gazing down at insignificant little Antonio walking closer. Flames scattered in his throat, preparing to burn the area 1 centimeter before him. All the better to scare this puny, foolish creature away. "Halt! I am a qualified second-class Meister. The Radiant Charter states that should I refuse a duel, you cannot use force." This restriction did indeed exist, and so the wicked dragon swallowed its flames whole, and how it dreaded going to the toilet tomorrow. Antonio, for his part, had not expected that the second-class rust-clearing Meister qualification exam he had taken on a lark would come in useful. "And since I am a second-class Meister, I propose a duel of riddles you cannot refuse." Now, Simulanka had just such a law, mainly for the benefit of sphinxes, old sages, and princesses who wished to make life harder for others. The evil dragon had not expected this rule to catch up with it. I shall ask the first question. "My house sold for 8,000 mora yesterday, but I thought there was room to raise the price, so I bought it back for 9,000, planning to sell it for 10,000. How much mora did I lose in the end?" The dragon laughed in contempt. "What's so hard about that? You could have waited until it hit 10,000 to make your move, but you sold your 8 and bought for 9, so you lost 1,000 mora that you could have earned instead." "Wrong. You burned my house down yesterday, and I couldn't sell it in time, so I have lost far more." Sorry, I mean, I do have to burn a house, and you happen not to be home, so I might as well hit one that doesn't result in any loss of life. Now that you've lost this contest, I have the right to loot of the same value as your life minus 1 mora. And considering that you've burned my house, I can seek damages. Let's assume that my house is worth just 1 mora. Well then, wicked dragon, you know what to do with yourself. But please, spare me. I'll give you anything. Your words, not mine. Antonio said, as he pulled out a contract he had written long ago. Thus did Antonio use his wisdom to take all the evil dragon's treasure. The dragon, devastated, would never again return to attack Constellation Satellite, where Antonio lived. Many years later, a child asked Antonio, "You sold your place for 8,000 and spent 9,000 buying it back. So it looks like you actually did lose 1,000 more. AA."
Look! My clan's history is true as well! Ah, there's that same unforgeable signature again, right here!
What? Oh, does this mean that my clan is the only odd one out?
I mean, we still have to check that.
Given that my clan's wisdom is such a subject of ridicule in your eyes, I will now appeal to my own personal intelligence, which I believe far surpasses that of my clan at large, and make a prediction. It seems likely that the claims made by each of our clans regarding their history and virtue are all true.
Boberano? How can that be?
Oh, I get what's going on. Once, when I was drinking with Gujiyai, she bet me a round of dried fish that I couldn't guess which cup the umeboshi was under. Whichever one I guessed, I was always wrong, and Gujiyai would lift a different cup to reveal the umeboshi. But then, I learned later from one of the shrine maidens, Miyuki, that all of the cups had an umeboshi under them. Just goes to show, I still got a long way to go before I become a great yokai.
Oh, don't mind Fox Lady. That's just her way of teasing you.
Actually, that reminds me. We can now open these 3 treasure chests. And unlike the guessing game you mentioned, this one's not a trick.
No, there's also umeboshi in all of them.
Cool. Well, once you've plundered the last of Boberano's family wealth, we can go to my clan's place.
Yay, family
Let's
wealth.
the clockwork key again then. Yoink!
Much yoinking today. Oh, these things are the price. No, that's not a much of a price. Up here? Okay. Maybe. Maybe up here. So many giant guards. They'll kick everyone out.
The cohort of truth-seekers followed Albizzi to his clan's sacred site. They arrived to the site of a giant guard towering over them.
Up ahead is my clan's gigantified guard. He can be a little pig-headed, and he's incredibly strong. Your weapons won't even scratch him.
Wait, but wasn't Kappe's clan the one that's all about strength? So, what do you guys believe in then?
Strength.
Oh, the guard is one of Kappe's people. Size is a coveted trait in the clan of strength, after all. Mine is the clan of empathy, and our key contribution is growth serum.
Oh, great.
What's empathetic about that?
Our ancestors believed that, just maybe, the dragon of old didn't mean us any harm at all. Perhaps the dragon simply didn't notice us, since we are so very tiny. So, they drank the growth serum and grew even larger than the dragon. Then, they set the dragon down, calmly explained their perspective, and eventually taught it how to empathize. The serum isn't what it once was, though. Nowadays, it doesn't make you grow all that much, and it actually makes you lose your empathy. So, I advise we take a detour.
Despite Albizzi's words of caution, somebody, no doubt, has other ideas. Surely we could avoid a conflict with the guard, they think to themselves, if we could just try to understand one another. You could, of course, just take the path to your left and go around. But some people are gluttons for punishment. It's all part of the experience, I suppose.
Choices.
Everyone, I have returned. I come with the long-awaited Marquis and their followers to search for the lost origins of our clan.
Well, we weren't told anything about that this morning. Get out of here. Leave us alone.
No one is able to fight back.
Here.
You and Albizzi only wanted to strike up a conversation with the guard. But since greeting you wasn't one of the items included in today's schedule, the relationship quickly soured. If you're just looking for a way in, why not consider taking the path on your left?
But Stanley refused.
Everyone, I have returned. I come with the long-awaited Marquis and...
Well, we weren't told anything about...
No.
You and Albizzi only wanted to strike up a conversation with the guard. But since greeting you wasn't one of the items included in today's schedule, the relationship quickly soured. If you're just looking for a way in, why not consider taking the path on your left?
How about the other left?
Determined, presumably, to always do what is right and never do what is not right, the Marquis refused to take the path on the left. I guess that's one way of doing it. Well, an open world comes with open-ended problems after all.
True, the narrator in Stanley's parable sure did not like open worlds. I remember.
We should be getting close.
Why is this place so full of junk? Are you the kind of people who never throw away the box when you buy something because you're worried you won't be able to return it without the original packaging? We'll never find the Oracle Pillars in all this mess.
Never mind that. We have a more pressing issue. It seems there's a slight problem with my clan's family crest. The Marquis may need to utilize their wisdom to solve the issue.
I mean, it's not too difficult.
Wisdom too, huh? Well, you guys have a bit of everything, don't you? Except empathy.
Yes! Keep the noise down! We don't want to alert the guard. I'll go keep watch.
Can't you destroy the boxes a little more quietly?
Just for good measure. So, how to best very tempted to go down there and meet those guys again.
This is the last one.
Galileo and Alberto did many good deeds again today, but it was most tiring to help the old lady on the bridge move her barrels of hard apple cider. They each got a small barrel as their reward, The moonlight was obstructed and beautiful, and the two good friends climbed up the high wall that had been built to stave the evil dragon off. Alberto lost the rock, paper, scissors match, so he had to hold the barrel of cider under the crook of his arm as they climbed the ladder. Look, this is the big house that our chubby chief was so proud of. Doesn't look so big from here, huh? Said Alberto as he looked at the house. You're wrong, that's my home, said Galileo. The chief's house is that one. Alberto's night vision was not all that good, and moonlight could never compare to daylight. If one were to close one's eyes, the light could not be seen at all. He tried a little harder, but could discern nothing more. But it's also really small, Galileo continued, so there's nothing wrong with your statement. Galileo and Alberto were both rather perceptive people. Galileo's reply covered for Alberto's discomfort regarding his poor vision. But Alberto also lost the rock, paper, scissors match on purpose, so that he could carry the cider barrel, because the gears under Galileo's ribs were injured. Here's to you, the two friends raised a toast, once Alberto stuffed the cork back into the barrel. The next day, the two gathered everyone in the village plaza. First, they apologized for the collapse of the anti-dragon wall and told all the people that they were preparing to have a talk with the evil dragon. I know it was a lot of work for everyone to fix that wall, but we are not that fussed about it anyway, the chubby chief said. But are you sure you're not bragging when you say you knocked it down yourselves? Of course, that was not the chief's point. He too was a good person. He continued, also, it's too dangerous to seek the dragon out. Don't worry about us. And so the two best friends in the whole world departed. The evil dragon trembled before Alberto and Galileo. For some reason the old lady's liquor could make people grow very, very large. That was how they accidentally squashed the high walls the previous night. As they gazed down at the ground far below, they more or less understood how the dragon fought. No wonder it could accidentally destroy the village at its feet, so as long as they could get the dragon to notice people, they could surely come to an understanding. The two friends thus drank all the remaining magic cider, became even larger than the dragon by a good margin. Reeking of alcohol, they sandwiched the dragon between them and drunkenly tried reasoning with it. The dragon shriveled up in terror, all of its majesty and fell aura forever gone indeed. Monstrosity? Indeed, it even looked kind of pitiful. Alberto attempted to pick dirt off the scales of the dragon's back, but wound up picking off an entire scale. The dragon sought to flee, but Galileo, fearing that the crisis might persist for 10,000 years more if the misunderstanding was not cleared up, tucked its tail and dragged it right back. This is torture. To be honest, we've always lived under your feet. We are far too small, so you may not have ever seen us. Now, we've transformed and become big, Galileo said. So now, surely you must know that we dwell at your feet. The dragon nodded repeatedly, and thus did the two and the dragon chat all night, and believing the goal of mutual understanding achieved, the two set off along the road home. AA. Conversation is key.
The signature. So it's true. Empathy is one of the founding virtues of Constellation Metropole, too.
Just as we suspected, all three are the truth.
Okay. Well, this is a lot to process. I feel a little empty inside. Yes, we found the truth, but there's too much truth.
I get you. It's like in Inazuma, when there were only 6 books in the Mirage Warrior series, it was really popular. But by the time book number 88 came out, nobody wanted to read it. They all lost interest.
A brief moment of joy is drowned out by a growing feeling of melancholy. But perhaps there is a glimmer of hope to be found too? Anyone? Anyone? All right, I'll say it. How is it the case that these 3 versions of history can all be true at once?
That's exactly what Paimon was wondering, but Boborano kind of already explained it away earlier. So Paimon was worried she'd look stupid for asking the question.
It's not a stupid question at all, my dear little pixie. While I did postulate that different truths may coexist, there is an issue when it comes to these 3 truths in particular. The problem is, all 3 truths are the history of the exact same thing, namely the dragon and the Metropole's origins. Yet all 3 bear the signature, showing that they're genuine.
Suddenly, the sound of a bell rings out.
The bell! It rang once! What does that mean again? Ah, yes! Highest level of emergency! Everyone, to the main entrance! Stat! Bring all the glue traps and place them outside the gates!
The whole city is on the lookout, and there's only one way out. It's the path right in front of you.
Suspicious individuals detected!
Also, why is one ring the highest level of emergency?
Obviously, because you have to respond fast when it's an emergency. It'd be a bit too late if they waited till the 99th ring.
Let's try that again, shall we?
Challenge failed.
It rang once! What does that mean again? Ah, yes! Highest level of emergency! Everyone, to the main entrance! Stat! Bring all the glue traps and place them outside the gates!
The whole city is on the lookout, and there's only one way out. It's the path right in front of you.
Why'd they ring the bell anyway? Also, why is one ring the highest level of emergency?
Obviously, because you have to respond fast when it's an emergency. It'd be a bit too late if they waited till the 99th ring.
The bell! It rang once!
I tried.
What does that mean again? Ah, yes! Highest level of emergency!
Clearly that was a way out.
The main entrance! Stat! Bring all the glue traps and place them outside the gates!
The whole city is on the lookout, and there's only one way out. It's the path right in front of you.
Guess no cheating allowed.
Why'd they ring the bell anyway? Also, why is one ring the highest level of emergency?
They're outside! After them!
Oh, they are actually following.
We made it out. Don't know if we'll still be needing this clockwork key, but I yoinked it out before we ran, just in case.
Yoink.
Okay, but back to the truth problem. There are 3 conflicting versions of the truth, and somehow they're all still true. What is that supposed to mean?
I don't know. I doubt anyone here in Simulanka could make sense of it. All we do know is that any manuscript bearing her signature has to be valid.
Well, she is the goddess of fate, the creator of all this. And all these manuscripts are her grand design.
A.A. Alice? Again? Like every summer?
The reason we argued about who was right was that we didn't know enough about the truth of the past. But now we have the truth. So we just have to accept it. As surely as we will follow the clockwork path designed for us,
So is this the course that history has taken? It is clear and incontrovertible.
We will never argue again. Thank you all.
Is that all there is to it? Is this where the decision made at the first crossroads of destiny has led us to? A pointlessly happy ending?
And now the narrator sends us back to the start and we have to do it again.
Overthinking it would be equally pointless. Well, that's enough for one day. Time to take a break.
Could you be any more cryptic? You're planning something. Paimon knows it.
Whatever happens, today was a breakthrough in my journey of discovery. I will go back and share it with my clan.
Me too. And me.
Let's leave it there for today then. I'm sure we'll find out what else Mr. Narrator has planned for us tomorrow.
The dispute between the families of Constellation Metropole have been quelled, but a cloud of uncertainty still hangs heavy.
Position like this.
What a beautiful day, thought the traveller, before she was overcome by a creeping sense of foreboding. The voice in her head grew louder. Must go to Pendulum Lane.
Pendulum Lane is just up ahead. Something must have happened here after all. Everyone's crowded around.
Oh my god, this is terrible! I don't understand. The three great clans of Constellation Metropole have finally made peace with each other. Who could have done this?
What happened? Oh no, someone's lying on the ground. Cappe!
Who confessed to be the murder of Cappe?
How did this happen?
Blue, right? No.
Cappe, you idiot!
No, it was yellow.
You need to revise your last words or everyone's gonna start
Yeah.
suspecting me!
Last words? What did he say?
Detective-looking dude.
If I wind up dead one day, the murderer was Boberano.
Ugh, you could have at least pretended to not remember it.
I'm sorry, Boberano, but this is an interrogation. I have to give the detective straight answers.
Don't worry, Boberano. I don't consider you a suspect, nor do I have the authority to charge anyone with a crime. So, are you the last people to have had contact with him?
Yes.
My sincere condolences. You were travel companions, right? It's a real tragedy. I'm afraid he'll be out cold for another hour and a half, at least.
That's the narrator's voice.
Yeah, I know. It's despicable. Hitting someone in the back of the head is the second worst act of cruelty there is. The first being replacing their gear oil with extra strong glue.
So, Cappe's not dead?
His gears, metal frame and shell are all still in excellent condition. It's just his energy supply that's been all messed up. Wait. But surely you can't be suggesting that just because Cappe isn't broken, there's no need to go looking for the culprit.
No! There's a need! Huge need!
Unfortunately, this is rapidly turning into a cold case. There's no evidence and no witnesses. Unless there's an official clockwork pedestal, the goddess of prophecy around here somewhere. Excuse me. Then suddenly the long-lost dragon of old flew across the sky.
Where?
I didn't see anything. Wait, why can't I move?
Oh, my mistake. It was just a cloud. Or a bird. Or something. If only we could turn time backwards and replay the crime.
Isn't that one of those, clockwork socket things right behind you?
Ah, so it is. No wonder everyone here is suddenly struggling to move. Traveller, if you please, let's recreate the crime scene.
Crime scene's too chaotic. I can't make heads or tails of it.
I mean, mostly keep your eyes on red, I guess. Okay, he just fell over by himself. Keep an eye on the detective.
Let me see... Okay, let's get going. The next location on my list is really far away.
He did throw something, right?
Well, that clears it up. Cappe was walking along the street, then he suddenly collapsed. He was faking it.
What? So case closed? Aren't you supposed to investigate a little more first?
Well, we literally replayed the crime scene and saw it with our own eyes. There's no need for any evidence gathering or powers of deduction now. And besides, maybe the truth is inherently strange by nature. Like how Constellation Metropole has 3 histories, each of which is the truth.
But didn't you say Cappe was struck in the back of the head and knocked unconscious?
For all I know, he could have bashed his head against a toilet bowl before leaving the house, then walked here in a daze before finally passing out. As for why he might have done that, my guess is... With the Supreme Clan question left unanswered and the tension in Constellation Metropole suddenly wiped away, he was looking to create a new source of conflict.
Or maybe you.
Only then would the city feel alive again.
Do we really think he's capable of that, though? Sounds like a pretty complicated conspiracy for the average Simulanka resident.
Traveler, something about the crime scene isn't sitting right with me. It just seems unnatural. Also, anything outside of the immediate area won't have appeared in the replay. Is it possible that something was missing from the scene? Why don't we search the area?
Wait, what are you doing?
Oh, we're gonna head to Cappe's house to check the toilet bowl for signs of an impact.
So he threw something over here.
You're not from these parts, are you? Just visiting?
Yep, that's right. Why? What's up?
Ah, well, I was gonna offer you a great job in the Titanium mines. A safe and secure working environment.
Doesn't sound very safe. At least not as safe as being a courier.
To keep the Titanium ore intact, we use specially designed pickaxes that can't cut through it. Even if you struck a person with it, it wouldn't so much as leave a scratch. And in terms of labor intensity, the work has been rated as Class 2 physical labor by a reputable organization. Even cats can do it.
I'm not. Never mind. I give up.
Welcome to Paimon's world.
Mind you, I don't know what happened today, but somehow a pickaxe has gone missing. Maybe one of the giant guards broke it down, so someone took it to perform a rapid resuscitation procedure.
Uh-huh.
Sounds pretty brutal for a first aid technique. Still, a missing pickaxe. Huh. Is it just me, Traveler, or does it seem kinda suspicious?
Kinda very.
Come here. Whatever it is you were looking to buy, please do come back tomorrow. It's just, I have to close early today. A bottle of growth serum has gone missing. If someone's stolen it with the intention of harming others, the consequences could be disastrous. There's a whole investigation into it, so I gotta close the shop while I do an inventory count. If it turns out I'm wrong and I miscounted, I could be charged with filing a false report and disturbing the peace.
There's a strange potion bottle here. Looks so weird. Let's take it.
Guess we can't just give it back. Said to be a secret elixir that belongs to the Empathy clan, capable of increasing both the size and strength of residents of Constellation Metropole. Really though, does this container really contain such a medicine?
Hello there. Have you seen my spear by any chance? Someone was shouting about a dragon a minute ago, and I instinctively threw it into the sky. Yeah.
Hey, it's another one of the signs. Almost a full circuit of the city, without even realizing. I hope you're not feeling too tired. This next treasure hunt will test your understanding of graffiti patterns.
There's a spear here. It looks so mysterious. Let's take it.
Oh, okay. Wait. It's probably in order, right? So it's gonna be a frog again. Followed by... yeah. Well done, you found the pattern. Next, please head to the station behind the city.
A pickaxe? What is it doing all the way down here? There's gotta be a story behind it. Let's take it.
Special pickaxe used to excavate titanium. It has the special power to slice through layers of rock, but will not harm said titanium, or any resident of Simonaka.
Let's say one of these was the weapon used in the assault. Which one do you think it is?
It's either the spear or the pickaxe. But the spear was thrown too late, so...
If it was the pickaxe, Cappe sure is lucky it's not still lodged in his head.
Actually, you're wrong there, Paimon. The foreman at the mine was just saying, this kind of pickaxe is designed not to damage titanium, so it couldn't cause any superficial damage to residents here. But you could probably knock someone out if you hit them hard enough, and it wouldn't leave a scratch. Let's take this back to the crime scene and replay it one more time.
Ah, you're back. How was the toilet at Cappe's house?
Toilet? What about it? Oh, yeah, forget that.
What's this about? What are you trying to say?
We thought the way Cappe fell looked odd, so we searched the area for suspicious items and found this. It could have been deliberately placed out of range of the crime scene so it wouldn't show up when we replayed it. Now we've retrieved it, we were gonna replay it again. You don't mind, do you?
Oh, I just remembered I forgot to turn off the clockwork switch in my kitchen. Yeah, I think I'll just,
Oh no, you stay right there.
We should be good now.
Yep, it's in his hand. And nice boomerang throw.
Whoa, the scenery here is wonderful.
So you're the attacker!
So, it was you!
I would congratulate you for cracking the case, but since I did such an abysmal job of covering my tracks, didn't exactly have your work cut out for you. So, all I can say is... Catch me if you can!
We have a runner! That's it! Let me at him!
The would-be Marquis of Carabas dispatched the Necromancer who ran off in pursuit of the poor little minion. The minion's poor little lower back was protesting painfully against the intense physical activity. He decided to take the elevator, giving him a moment to catch his breath. Really? His lower back asked. But the minion had no other choice. He resolved to make the jump down. By this point, the Necromancer in boots was gasping for air. The minion was huffing and puffing, even more loudly. But we'll ignore that.
I'm not! Don't underestimate the gold-level courier of the Komania Express!
A characteristically catty response from the Necromancer. Tell me, what do you hope to gain from bullying me?
I get to let off some steam!
Ha-ha! You fell into my trap! Oh, and by the way, remember the glue you got stuck on when you first entered the future Marquis's abode to be? That was also me. I did it using my powers.
Rats! Oh, I'm so jealous of you guys right now. You can just jump out of your shoes and keep running, but Wait, I'm wearing boots this time. Yes!
The unnamed minion made a last-ditch escape attempt. He began his long climb, up the wall, the tall wall. He began his long climb up the tall wall.
You call that a tall wall? In urgent Neko parcel mode, I'll scale it in no time.
Beat. I surrender.
You've got nowhere left to run.
All right. I confess.
That was fast.
Getting caught by you here was a backup plan. I don't know if what I've done will make things better or not. Time to come clean. I am the narrator. The one who's been guiding you all this time.
Gasp! Shock! My mind is blown.
You're overdoing it a little bit there. Anyway, I only did what I did because...
Why are you suddenly spilling the beans?
I poured my heart and soul into all this. I was worried you wouldn't ask. The truth is, I was one of the first conscious beings ever made by the goddess of creation. And I've known for a long time that this whole world is just a fairy tale written by the goddess of fate.
Shock! Gasp!
I know they say that fairy tales are just made up for kids to read, but I refuse to believe that fairy tales are just fictional stories and nothing more. The reason why Constellation Metropole has 3 origin stories is that the goddess of fate wrote 3 drafts and couldn't decide which one she liked best. Then her cat trod all over them, and they all got crumpled together, so the 3 worlds just sort of folded into one.
That's the best kind of reason.
The goddess of fate was torn between them anyway, since she couldn't decide which ending was best for the dragon or the kids. So when she saw what the cat had done, she simply decided to go with all 3.
Who'd have thought? But what does any of this have to do with what you did?
You're not a fictional character, so you couldn't hope to understand my sorrow. Honestly, I don't think there's anyone in all of Simulanka who would understand. Every day that I experience, every interaction I have with another person, is it really all just a work of fiction? The only reason the 3 great clans wanted to find out the truth was for the pointless task of electing the supreme clan. I thought that once they'd learned the truth, it might make them curious enough to investigate further. But as it turned out, they just accepted it and carried on living the same old lives. I have to motivate them to keep looking for answers now that they think they've learned the truth. I have to make them uncomfortable with the superficial explanation that they took at face value. And I have to figure out, once and for all, while you real people from the outside world are still here, are we real?
Aww.
That's my full confession. Time for you to take me back. I'm guessing I'll probably be forced to make a public apology, then sentenced to half a day in solitary confinement. I definitely deserve half a day. Oh, also, pass this message on to Cape, Bobarano, and Albizzi, if you could. The Great Clockwork Key was originally put in place jointly by the ancestors of the 3 clans. If the 3 of them had any ability to cooperate whatsoever, they'd have been able to remove it by themselves. Over all these years, not once have they ever tried removing it together.
Oh, my poor child. There's one thing you've been mistaken about this whole time.
Ah! Whose voice is that? Detective? Was that you? Your voice acting's actually pretty good.
The reason fairy tales are suitable for children is that they help them to understand the world. Fairy tales may be works of fiction, but at their heart lies an internal logic that is undoubtedly real-world truth in a condensed form. Perhaps they simplify good and evil, and perhaps they hide the darkness in metaphors. But let there be no doubt. The world within fairy tales is as real as can be. And by extension, you and your compatriots are also real.
Goddess!
really you?
The line that separates footnotes from narrative can never be crossed. Never the two shall meet. This is why you have never heard my voice before. But now you wish to break free from the story, and there's a cat nearby, so you can hear my echo.
Ah! You are officially a cat now.
Necromora!
Just your echo?
Oh, poor detective.
So, we are a part of the real world too.
You lead the surrendered detective back to Capet. So we need a shot of the crime scene for evidence, a mugshot of the suspect for the records, and a photo of the heroes for posterity. The guard mulled it over. 3 photos is overkill. Let's just get one big group photo at the crime scene. Suspect, try and look more serious. Heroes, more natural, please. Happy smiles. But no smiling from the victim or their friends and family. Thank you. No, don't get up. Stay on the ground. We need to capture the crime scene as is. 3, 2, 1. Say cheese. Weirdest photo experience of my life. I guess it was all worth it in the end.
My head's spinning. Albizzi just gave me a quick rundown of the situation. So you caught the detective?
Sorta. We chased him until he surrendered. Oh, and he asked us to pass on a message.
Does he really think we didn't try that? 'Cause we did, after 6 months in that place.
Ah, that was my bad. I thought it was a stupid idea at the time, so I didn't really exert myself.
I also sort of stopped trying after 3 years.
You... Never mind. I'm partly to blame as well. On the second attempt, I just hugged the key and pretended like I was pulling as hard as I could.
You're all just idiots.
You guys are so lazy. My granny's neighbor's pet cat has nothing on you, and it spends all day, every day sunbathing.
You said pet cat.
Anyway, you said you heard the voice of the Goddess of Fate at the end? That's amazing.
There is a world beyond our own after all.
What would you guys say to taking a trip to the outside world sometime? Otherwise, I got bashed in the back of the head for nothing.
Depends. Do either of you know how to get there? But yes, I agree we should go. And not invite the detective, just to annoy him. But maybe the reason we've never worried about whether we're real or not is that, unlike him, we weren't there to witness the creation of this world. We've never had any reason to doubt that we're real. If someone ever convinced me that these delightful dimwits, Capet and Albizzi, weren't real, oh, I'd be devastated.
Wait until 2 days later. After everything has come to an end, it's time to spare a thought for how to deal with the Great Clockwork Key. It's not like you can just hold on to it.
Take a deep breath, as if you're about to blow up a huge balloon. your sleepiness into it, and then, poof! It's now flying away.
What is this competition? This challenge is a test of the contestants' ability to work as a pair. Each has their own style, so too do the challenges differ. Work with other competitors to unlock all the rewards.
First, get into position like this. Then move like that.
Shut those eyes
Yep,
and move those
that's
legs. Go! Huh? This route is blocked. Impossible. That was very reckless of you. Do you have something to eat? No work can be done on an empty stomach. Something sweet. Such puzzles, much difficult.
Let me help you pack this up.
So let's return that key. Is there gonna be narration or none at all? Well, if it isn't the Marquis of Carabas, along with her cat and little fairy. I think we should probably stop this now. Surely it's time that Li Huan and I drop these roles. Also, we drop voice actors now, that we don't need a narrator anymore. In theory, it should all be over now, but I remember hearing that the point of the ceremony was to help people transition from one mental state to another. To bid farewell to the title of Marquis of Carabas once and for all, we can bring things to a close with a touch of formality. As the Nekomata bids farewell to her boots, through the reflection are we wiser to the nature of the truth. Doesn't budge an inch. Oh, was that it? I guessed it was it. After you obtain a certain number of excerpts of bliss, you can unlock the Dracund letter gadget. The letter can search for excerpts in a fixed nearby radius. Use it well to more easily obtain excerpts. Oh good, so now we can more easily find them. That's good. Oh, the last one of these is on page 3. And this is the battle stuff, which I have deemed not necessary to show right now. A hero from another world, supported by their companions, shall restore peace to this world. From where do we start then again? Oh, from over there. Well, maybe we will be able to end this next time, if this is all that's left of the map. There is page 3 and the appendix, so... Oh, narrator's footnotes is what we did today, and it's complete now. But there is also another one. So I guess 1 or 2 more streams of this event.
I wonder what's inside this package. No. No peeking at my customers' stuff.
But until then, thanks for watching. That's enough Stanley parable out of me. See you next time.